you have trouble dealing with technicians who are in their 30s and 40s, they're getting a new boss, he's at 23.
Really, the way I've proved it for the people that are open but not fully convinced is really just proving to them that they can learn something from me.
I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, boy.
Yeah, it was really hard with the first few technicians.
You have organic growth and you have growth through acquisitions. Are you guys considering that as you are kind of getting to a spot where it makes sense?
As we push into Palm Beach, which is the county right above Broward, we might do it through an acquisition.
Welcome back to Jackquisitions. I have Chris from Diamond Plumbing here today. What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, it's been a great time with you and talking to you and kind of picking your brain.
It's been fun, man. We had 12 people at this meetup. All owners, all running businesses. Was good. I mean, there's some good back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of our competitors too, and it's honestly like if people look at them competitors, but it's really just like a great networking nice in this industry.
I think if the market was like a really small, tiny town in the middle of nowhere, maybe a problem, but like
this market is
it's huge.
Yeah. Like people don't understand how fragmented and massive this market is.
So you started your business 6 years ago with your dad, correct?
Yeah. I was 16 years old.
16 years old, started your business, which is wild. I still can't get over that.
Me neither.
One of the most common and expensive mistakes that I see in acquisitions and the home service space is not getting serious about accounting. Whether you're buying a business or you're already running one, you need the right financial partner to save you time, money, and headaches. That's why we partnered with AppleTree Business Services. They are a one-stop shop that'll help you get through the due diligence process, but then they'll partner with you after to help you out with payroll and bookkeeping and taxes. They know home services. They're fluent in tools like ServiceTitan and HouseCall Pro. If you're tired of the surprise tax bills or an accountant who ghosts you when you really need them, AppleTree's the upgrade you deserve. Listeners of the show can get a free tax and financial review, and if you're buying a business, they'll give you 10% off quality of earnings. Just head on over to appletreebusiness.com, talk to Patrick, click the link, let them know Jack sends you, and they will take care of you.
We talked about this today, like you have organic growth and you have growth through acquisitions, which is what we focus here on a lot of the podcast. Yeah. It's what I've done. There's lots of opportunity. And are you guys considering that as you are kind of getting to a spot where it makes sense?
Absolutely. Acquisition is something where you don't get that speed naturally or organically rather. And that's something that we're looking at, especially as we're looking more north in our market. So we're south of Miami. We go all the way up to Broward, but as we push into Palm Beach, which is the county right above Broward, we might do it through an acquisition.
Interesting. And so have you already started shaking those trees, or what's your initial kind of strategy here?
Yeah, so right now our biggest strategy is to learn, because that's what we did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when we started the business, we didn't learn first. We just started guessing and then winging it. So that's what we're not going to do now. We're not going to.
You don't want to do that on acquisitions.
Yeah.
That's a good call, because usually everything's PG when you do that. So, but okay, so you're learning through the podcast systems. Where are you getting your information from?
Yeah, so really just talking to people like you. This industry is just amazing because of the people we have, where it's open arms and it's come and learn. We're not scared to talk about our secrets, so to speak.
Yeah.
So just networking, people like you and the podcast and John.
Yeah, and so you were talking offline about your strategy and why you wanted to acquire a company. What's that reasoning?
A main reason is recruitment is hard.
Moving
is how. So like when you acquire, obviously you gather this team of people that are already producing a profit, hopefully, if you're acquiring a business. So just implementing profit right away, as opposed to refielding and bleeding.
Yeah, especially in new markets, some of that does pencil. That being said, you've had some different conversations here today. Yes. You're talking to someone who, when I acquired, everybody quit.
Exactly.
So, I mean, how are you planning for that? If that's the strategy, I mean.
Yeah. Just learning from people like you and seeing what, no offense here, but what you did wrong or what you could have done better. So that when we go into to purchase, acquire a business, what can we do differently to have the people stay on, but not only stay on, but really buy into us, the buyers. I don't know what the strategy is yet, to be completely honest.
Their strategy, and the strategy is going to be based on the size of business you buy.
Okay.
right? So the smaller the business, the less likelihood that they have the same. They probably never even heard of Joe Cisneros, right? And they don't know the techniques and strategies involved. And so when you're buying small, you're going to have to go in there. It's maybe an older business. Maybe it has had someone like your dad running it for the last 30 years who doesn't want to raise prices and doesn't want to do this and doesn't want to do that. So it makes it really difficult to make them convert into it. Whereas if you find a pre-established business in the $5-6 million dollars kind of top line category, you have a higher likelihood that their 15 or 16 techs are going to convert, right? That's my only advice, other than you could just get a recruiter instead, and work on recruitment through that way rather than acquisition.
So talk about how that will work though, because if you're Greenfield, I mean,
that's the hard part. Is like that makes sense from a greenfielding standpoint. It's not so much that you need the recruitment; you need the profit right out the gate.
Yeah.
But there is another option, right? So what we've seen work before, and I'm not speaking against acquisition. I think that when you're talking, so you're saying recruitment, but I think the actual answer is you want a greenfield with profit day one.
Correct.
And the people who can continue to generate that profit, not that you're looking to expand your team through acquisition. Because if you're looking to expand your team through acquisition, right, there's easier ways to do it. You can hire a recruiter full-time for not very much, who can go into that county and drum up people. Like that's the easy part. But they won't be on your systems. They won't actually be in any kind of system because they're all going to be individuals trying to figure out your company.
Yeah, my thing with that is you really have to have a kind of an area manager or somebody to define a manager. And I guess that is also a method, but I think just from a logic perspective, if it's possible to acquire a business, I think it makes much more sense to hit the ground running that way. And you already have database customers that know the name. Even if you rebrand, it's like, hey, we rebranded from this name, so.
Yeah, there's definite ways to make that go smoothly.
Yeah.
And so as you're kind of chewing on this, if you haven't started the search,
we've ruffled some feathers, very likely. No LOIs, nothing like that. I think it's something that we really don't want to make the same mistake when we did building the business, and we really want to get a full grasp of what an acquisition looks like from LOI to potential exit.
It's no secret that my office here in Nashville is almost completely empty. So how do I support my team as well as have great growth metrics? Well, the answer is international contractors with Quick Staffers. So Quick Staffers is a premier staffing agency which will place top-tier talent in your business, built by the trades for the trades. So if you need a CSR, they'll be placing a CSR that is highly trained in your business, that knows Service Titan and can book calls effectively day one, call one. Affordable, reliable, and trained in all of the industry best practices, Quick Staffers can help you cut that overhead, boost conversions, and scale your business fast. So don't waste another lead. Visit quickstaffers.com and transform your business today.
And so with going into that new county and buying a business, or potentially buying a business, like, do you have a strategy? Because the first strategy that you're going to have to come up with is like, how do I find the business? Like, where are you thinking going into that?
So we're looking for 2 hours away from our current location. That way it's commutable, not a daily commute, but it's commutable potentially weekly as well.
So why so far? I guess that's the first question.
Maybe I'm wrong in that thinking. The reason we're looking for so far is because we're usually right now we're at an hour radius of drive time. So we want to do the same with this location, so then they can almost meet in the middle, or not meet in the middle, but meet at the.
Yeah, so you're trying to like radius and have
correct
the both of them meet.
You got it.
But is there? I mean, this is the question for market and you guys personally. I mean, could you see a benefit though in going into Broward County first, hitting that, and then jumping to the next county up, or you guys already have a? Because the way I think about it, right? So this is a Peterman strategy, right? Is he started greenfielding, but what he was talking about the greenfields, they're all within like an hour. It's like an hour down, so that he can actually send his installers to go to those locations, right? So if you're at 2 hours, I feel like it's a kind of a jump for a technician to be able to go, unless the job is like to cover.
So we run our business kind of like John, where we have an install crews, even though it's a plumbing business. And our installs are very complicated. We do tunnels, we do, very complex residential jobs. So we're the least invasive company, or one of those invasive companies in the market. So the install crew could potentially go, if there's an overflow, to that location, even though it's 2 hours away.
Yeah, that makes sense for like install crews of high value jobs. So okay, I'm in still with that. That's awesome.
The reason not to go straight into Broward is because we currently serve Broward.
Yeah.
So we have, even though our location is down in Kendall, which is like 30 minutes south from where we are now, which is Doral, we have technicians here in Doral stationed, parking at their homes here. So Fort Lauderdale is 30 minutes away, which is in Broward. So we're kind of already in Broward, even though we don't have a physical location there.
As you grab the 30 minutes up location, we start that location. It's not technically a new Greenfield. It could just be a GMB style location with maybe some office staff.
Yeah.
So, a small place where they could kind of get tools and meat and trash. But then you become now a jumping point for the next one. I'm not pushing you in that direction. I'm just curious as to the reasoning why.
It's either or. We might do that. We might do acquisition. The reason we're thinking about acquisition really is just because we've had a long 6 years of hiring and firing and hiring and firing.
So greenfielding would be so difficult.
So greenfielding, it feels like another 6 years of the same. So that's why we're living in acquisition, is because you have a team of 10 to 20 people that are making profit on neighbor
on someone else's strategy. And because that's always the worry, right? Is you go into the purchase. I mean, Peter's talked about it openly as well, but he recently bought a business. He was telling you that here, and everybody quit on his day one too. It was only 4 technicians, but still, like, that's a large. I think it was week one.
Well, he had way more technicians than that. He was only left with 4 technicians.
Oh, he's left with 4 technicians.
Yes, they're indirect or something.
Yeah, so it's always a worry moving into that, especially when there's a heavy change. If and when it's a heavy change, it's like, people who are trying to do things a certain way versus the old way, if there's any kind of movement in the business.
I think that's what I'm good at, though.
Oh yeah,
I had to do it with my dad. Then I had to do it with anytime there's a change in the business. It's unfortunately come from me. Not all of them work out, but most of them work out. So I think I'm good at change management, if that's the formal way of saying it. And really my strategy, it really is a sales strategy. You have to sell your team and get the buy-in. It's really just, hey, do you want to make that money?
That for a lot of people, it is that, definitely. And those are a lot of times the people you want your business, monetarily driven technicians.
Everyone knows leads are tough to come by, but what if they weren't? Service Scalers is the no BS marketing team for contractors, and they're running SEO, PPC, LSAs, and Google My Business campaigns that actually bring in customers, not just clicks. They've delivered consistent leads for me tied to real revenue, and they can do the same for you. Sign a 12-month contract and your first month is free. Click the link below to get started. Service Scalers. No BS, just leads.
This is personal, and don't answer if you don't feel it. You need to, but do you have trouble dealing with technicians who are in their 30s and 40s, who they're getting a new boss? He's 23.
That I was waiting for the question. That's a great question. It's my hardest thing to deal with. There's some people that in the interview, because I do most of the first interviews. You can kind of tell that it's going to be an issue, and that's kind of where my constraint is in the business, where I'm not going to be able to solve that constraint. Especially to my father doesn't have the most fluent English, so it's not like they're going to be dealing with him all the time. I am the service manager, so they are going to be dealing with me every single day. But really, the way I've proved it for the people that are open but not fully convinced that they're going to be able to deal with me all the time, because of the age difference, is really just proving to them that they can learn something from me, and that I'm not the typical, stereotypical father-son business relationship where the son is just, I don't know how to put it nicely, but
nepotism. He got in the business because he's the son, right?
Yeah, nepotism and not working, and so once they see that it's a different dynamic, that's kind of when they get sold and they kind of get surprised. But there's some people where they just immediately stereotype and say, let's see how we can solve it.
I've been doing this longer than you've been alive, boy. Yeah. I only laugh at this because when I was, I came out of college, and that was what I had to do, is I went and managed a team of technicians, facilities technicians, but the same thing. We have 20 facilities technicians that were, most of them older or the same age as my parents, and they came in there and they required a certain handling and gentle touch. But that's interesting.
And it's easier as we grow because there is fruits of labor. It's like, okay, this is a business. You know, you're not. It was really hard with the first few submissions.
Honestly, I think you answered it the right way, though. It's you come in there, you show them, hey, I'm knowledgeable, I'm a hustler, like I'm going to provide you an opportunity to make money. Like, don't mess with me, and then it seems to all fall into place.
And I don't say it; they see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's really a show, not
show, not tell.
Yeah,
very good. Awesome, man. So it sounds, just to recap, you were talking about acquisitions. You're talking about potentially moving a few hours away.
Yeah.
You're looking to day one get some profit on the board. I think it's a great idea. Keep us in the loop. We're going to bring you back in 6 months when you go through with this, and we'll have a follow up.
We'll see where we fall.
Yeah, well, we'll do like 6 months and 1 week, so we'll see after that week if you're still in a good mood. So I appreciate the time, though. It was awesome getting to talk to you. If people want to find you, want to hear more about you and your business, want to reach out to you for any reason, maybe they have a business in Palm Beach that they're looking to sell.
Yeah.
Where can they reach you?
Chris A. Cisneros, my full name, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Awesome, man. Great. If you like what you heard, like and sub, and thanks for listening.